Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. We're going to compare the Premier Study Bible with the Harris Study Bible. And some of you may have seen the review on the Harris Study Bible. If you haven't, you may want to go take a look. But it's a Pentecostal study Bible done out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I think from a music director to fairly, it seems like fast-growing church there in Indianapolis, some type of apostolic, maybe PAW, I'm not sure. So this is, first thing we're going to do is kind of look at the size. And you can see the Premier Study Bible is just a little bigger. Maybe like a 1/16 of an inch up top, but maybe more like an 1/8 to a 1/4 of an inch on the side. The Harris Study Bible is just the Indie Study Bible, as I call it. We'll see on thickness. See on thickness, let's see here. Hard for me to tell. It looks like the Premier Study Bible may actually be a little thicker as well. Now, what I have here is a mock-up. This Premier Study Bible, many of you may have seen the review, but it's blank inside. A lot of people are like, I want the blank pages. I'd really think if Thomas Nelson would just come out with Bibles with blank pages like this, they'd sell a bunch of them. But you know, it's just blank pages. But it's the actual size, basically. But I do have some of the signatures from the Premier Study Bible. And so that's what we're going to look at compared with the Harris Study Bible. So we'll see if we can get to Genesis 26. The Harris has like the biggest center column reference I've ever seen, but it's because they do a lot of the notes in there. So that's what the Harris Study Bible looks like on the inside, and here is what the Premier Study Bible looks like. So you can see they're just set up differently. Now the Harris Study Bible, even though it's very well made, you can tell it's an indie production. And what I mean by that is like the print is just a little light. Like Thomas Nelson just has their print readings perfected. And so that's one blessing of being able to go through Thomas Nelson. So as you just read through this, let's see, if I'm just going to read, obviously the Harris Study Bible has larger print, and it's very well spaced out, but it's not quite as dark. And so I would say the Premier, to me, would be probably equally readable. Now, it's not going to have like in-text maps, stuff like that. It's not going to even have maps at the back. It is going to have like a topical study at the back, which the Premier Study Bible is going to have a topical study at the back as well. And the Premier is going to have some in-text maps. Let's take a look at the introductions to a book, like 1 Samuel. That's what the introduction is going to look like in a Harris. I mean, it's just a basic, bare bones introduction. And even though in the Premier Study Bible we did not really emphasize introductions, they are a little bit larger. Let's go to an introduction here in the book of the book of Exodus. You can see, I mean, it's just more introduction. A little bit more. So I appreciate the Harris Study Bible, what it did. I appreciate the years of study that he put into that. Again, it's very well made, and I really recommend it. I mean, it doesn't have like train tracks. I'd be interested to know where he got it printed at, because the uniformity of printing in the gold That's just something you don't find on many independent Bibles, unless it's church Bible publishers or local church Bible publishers, something like that. So, this is Premier Study Bible is going to have archaeological, it's going to have character studies besides the commentary notes. So they're just like two different study Bibles. And but I did want to give you at least somewhat a comparison between them. Let's see if this has something the Harris has in between the Old and the New Testament. In between the Old and the New Testament. We're getting there. And it is red letter. Premier will be red letter as well. It does not. It does have some charts in here. So that's good. Whereas the Premier, let's see if we can get to the middle of the Premier. Is going to have some things between the Testaments. Quite a bit, as a matter of fact. Now, this was a stock thing from Thomas Nelson, this Between the Testaments thing. So I kind of had to go through it, edit it. Believe it or not, I found like this major error. So I told him, I said, don't just change it for us. I hope you change it in perpetuity. But it's several pages. Let me see if I can turn these. Good historical information. So the Premier, you've got one person against a committee of people, and Thomas Nelson. So, the Premier is just going to have more in it, more commentary, more features, but that is in no means to degrade in the least the Harris Study Bible, because I think it's a great study Bible in of itself. So, Premier versus the Harris Study Bible. God bless. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.